The wind howled like 1,000 angry ghosts across Callisto's barren surface. Jack Rice pulled his thermal jacket tighter, his breath creating small clouds of fog inside his helmet. Another routine maintenance check. Another mind-numbingly cold day on Jupiter's most desolate moon. Epsilon 9 Research Station wasn't a place for excitement. Buried beneath thick layers of ice and rock, it was humanity's most isolated outpost. Jack had been here for 3 years, fixing pipes, checking radiation shields, and talking to machines more often than humans. Most people would have gone crazy, but not Jack. He found peace in the monotony, in the predictable hum of machinery and the endless white landscape. Today was different. As he completed his exterior circuit, something caught his eye. A shimmer, a movement that didn't belong in the stark white and gray environment. At first, he thought it was a trick of light, a reflection from his helmet's visor. But then he saw it again. Something was moving. Jack stopped. His training kicked in. Unknown movements on Callisto could mean anything. Geological shifts, equipment malfunctions, or something worse. He zoomed in with his helmet's enhanced vision and felt his heart stop. It wasn't something. It was someone. A creature lay half buried in the snow, its body almost transparent, with intricate patterns that seemed to pulse with a soft, dying light. Jack had seen many strange things in space, but never anything like this. The being looked fragile, like glass about to shatter, its crystalline form slowly turning opaque from the extreme cold. Protocol was clear. Unknown life forms were to be reported, observed from a distance, never approached. The station's AI would analyze, the research team would decide. Jack knew this. He had followed these rules for years. But something inside him refused to listen. Hey, he found himself whispering, knowing the creature couldn't hear him through his helmet. Hey, are you alive? No response. Just the slow, almost imperceptible movement of something struggling to survive. Jack made a decision that would change everything. Against every safety protocol, against every rational thought, he moved closer. The creature was definitely alien. Its body seemed to be made of something between crystal and living tissue, with delicate lines that looked like circuit boards running beneath its translucent skin. Frost was forming around its edges, each crystal of ice threatening to break its fragile form. He tapped his communication unit. Control, I'm seeing an anomaly. Requesting guidance. Static. Then a crisp voice. Maintain distance, Reyes. Do not approach. Jack hesitated. The being was barely moving now. Its light was dimming, like a candle about to be extinguished. Repeat your last, the control voice demanded. But Jack wasn't listening anymore. With movements born of years of space survival training, he carefully approached the creature. Close enough now, he could see it was definitely alive. But barely. Its internal light was flickering, each pulse weaker than the last. Outside temperature, minus 230 degrees Celsius. No living thing could survive here. No known living thing, at least. Jack made his choice. He reached out and touched the creature. The moment his gloved hand made contact, something extraordinary happened. A burst of soft, blue-green light erupted from the being's body. Not an attack, not a defense mechanism. Something else. Something that felt almost like a plea. Help me. In that moment, Jack Rice, a maintenance worker on the most isolated research station in the solar system, realized his life was about to become anything but routine. The medical bay of Epsilon 9 was not designed for alien life. Its sterile white walls and precise medical equipment looked almost comically inadequate next to the delicate, shimmering being lying on the examination table. Jack stood by the window, watching as Dr. Elena Rodriguez worked carefully, her hands moving with practiced precision. This is completely unprecedented, Dr. Rodriguez muttered, more to herself than to Jack. Her scanning devices flickered and blinked, unable to make complete sense of the alien's biology. Her cellular structure, it's nothing like anything we've ever seen. Jack nodded, his eyes never leaving the alien. Up close, she was even more remarkable. Her body seemed to change subtly, colors shifting like the northern lights, patterns moving beneath her crystalline skin. She wasn't just alive. She was extraordinary. Temperature stabilizing, a computer voice announced. The medical base systems had been recalibrated to create an environment that wouldn't destroy the fragile creature. Jack remembered how she had looked on Callisto's surface, dying, broken, almost frozen solid. Now she was slowly coming back to life. Suddenly, a sound, not from any machine, not from Dr. Rodriguez or Jack, a sound that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Asterisk, can you hear me? Asterisk. Jack looked around. Dr. Rodriguez seemed frozen, her hand halfway through adjusting a medical scanner. But the voice, if it could be called a voice, was clear in Jack's mind. Asterisk human. You saved me. Asterisk. It wasn't words exactly. More like impressions. Feelings translated into something Jack's brain could understand. He stepped closer to the examination table. Yes, he said out loud. I'm Jack. You're safe now. The alien's form pulsed. More colors, more patterns. Jack realized she was trying to communicate. Dr. Rodriguez finally moved. Rise, step back. We need to run more tests. Her professional voice was calm, but Jack could hear the excitement underneath. This was the discovery of a lifetime. Asterisk, my name is Zera X. Asterisk, the impression came again. Asterisk, me ship, destroyed. Mission, incomplete. Asterisk. Jack's mind raced. A mission. What mission could bring an alien like this so far from home? The research station's protocols demanded careful study, complete isolation, minimal contact. But Jack had never been good at following rules. What mission? He asked. More light, more shifting patterns. Jack realized the alien, Zera X, was showing him something. Fragmented images, a massive ship, stars moving in ways they shouldn't. Something hunting, something destroying. Dr. Rodriguez was talking into her communication unit. We need a full xenobiology team. Full quarantine protocols. But her words seemed distant to Jack. He was lost in Zera X's impressions. Asterisk hunters. Asterisk she communicated. Asterisk coming. Looking. Consuming. Asterisk. The images were terrifying. Entire star systems reduced to nothing. Mechanical creatures that weren't quite machines, not quite living beings, consuming everything in their path. Jack felt a chill that had nothing to do with Callisto's temperature. Who are they? He whispered. Zera X's form pulsed again. Sadness, fear, something else Jack couldn't quite understand. Asterisk, we were searching. Asterisk, her communication continued. Asterisk, searching for help. For Ali's. Asterisk. Dr. Rodriguez's voice cut through Jack's concentration. Rise, I need you to step back. This is a controlled scientific environment. But Jack wasn't listening. Something was happening. Zera X was trying to tell him something important. Something that could change everything. And Jack Rice, maintenance worker, rule breaker, savior, was going to listen. 3 days after Jack's discovery, Epsilon 9 research station had transformed. What was once a quiet, isolated outpost now buzzed with an energy that nobody had ever experienced before. Zera X sat in a specially designed chamber, her crystalline body now stabilized, but still mysterious. Dr. Rodriguez stood beside Jack, her tablet filled with impossible data. This is beyond anything we've ever seen, she muttered. Her scientific skepticism was melting away, replaced by pure wonder. Zera X was communicating, not just with images or feelings anymore, but with actual technology. A small device had been developed, part translation matrix, part quantum communicator, that allowed her to share information in ways humans could barely comprehend. Look at this, Dr. Rodriguez said, showing Jack a holographic projection. Lines of complex mathematical equations danced in the air, shifting and changing faster than any human mind could track. These are energy transfer principles that make our current quantum physics look like elementary school math. Jack watched as Zorex's crystalline form pulsed with soft, blue-green light. She was giving them something. A gift. Not just information, but revolutionary technological concepts that could change everything humanity knew about energy, communication, and space travel. The first breakthrough came in energy generation. The equations Zoraix shared suggested a method of extracting energy from quantum vacuum, something humans had only theorized about. One page of her shared knowledge could solve global energy crises for centuries. But it wasn't just about technology. Zoraix was telling a story. Her people, the Lumina, were explorers, researchers, seekers of knowledge. They traveled between stars not to conquer, but to understand. And now, they were looking for allies. Jack noticed something else. Every time Zoraix shared a piece of technology, her form would brighten. It was almost like she was healing, gaining strength from the act of sharing knowledge. She's not just giving us information, Jack said suddenly. She's communicating her entire culture. Dr. Rodriguez looked at him, surprised. What do you mean? Jack pointed at the holographic projections. For her, knowledge is a form of connection, of survival. The station's lead physicist, Dr. Martin Chen, entered the room. His eyes were wide with excitement. Do you understand what this means? These quantum communication principles could revolutionize everything. Instant communication across light years. Unlimited energy sources. Zorex's form pulsed again. More images. More context. Asterisk, the hunters are coming. Asterisk, her communication suggested. Asterisk, we need allies. We need defenders. Asterisk. Jack felt a chill. The mysterious threat Zorix had hinted at before was becoming clearer. Something was approaching. Something that consumed entire civilizations. What exactly are these hunters? Jack asked. The holographic display changed. Mechanical creatures that were part machine, part living organism. They moved between star systems like a plague, consuming resources, destroying civilizations. No one had ever successfully stopped them. Dr. Rodriguez's professional calm was breaking. This is beyond anything we've ever imagined. Zorex's light flickered. Asterisk, you saved me. Asterisk, her communication suggested to Jack. Asterisk, now, we must prepare. Asterisk. Jack realized something was changing. Not just for him. Not just for the research station. But for all of humanity. The gift of knowledge Zorix was sharing was more than just technology. It was a chance to survive, a chance to become something more. The hunters were coming, and humanity was about to get its first real warning. Alarms blared through Epsilon 9 research station, cutting through the quiet of deep space like a knife. Jack Rice was already awake, spending another late night with Zorix when the station's sensors went crazy. Something's approaching, Dr. Rodriguez shouted, her fingers flying across multiple holographic displays. Something big. Zorix's crystalline body pulsed with an intense, almost painful light. Her communication was no longer calm. It was urgent, desperate. Asterisk. They're here. Asterisk. The displays showed something that defied human understanding. A massive fleet was emerging from what looked like tears in space itself. Not ships in any traditional sense. These were living machines, part organic, part mechanical, that moved with a horrifying purpose. The hunters. Jack watched in horror as the creatures approached. They weren't just traveling through space. They were consuming it. Entire sections of space behind them simply disappeared, as if reality itself was being erased. How many? Jack asked, his voice barely a whisper. Dr. Chen's response was chilling. Thousands, maybe more. Zorix's communication became a rapid burst of images and feelings. Memories of entire civilizations destroyed. Worlds stripped bare. Entire species consumed and forgotten. The hunters didn't just kill. They eliminated everything. History, culture, even the memory of existence. "We need a defense," Jack said. It wasn't a question. It was a statement. The station's military advisor, Colonel Marcus Rodriguez, entered the room. His face was grim. "Our current weapons are useless. These aren't traditional enemy ships. They're something else." Zeretix pulsed again. Her crystalline form was now almost transparent, her energy focused on communication. "Asterisk, we prepared for this. You saved me. Now I save you, asterisk." Holographic displays erupted around them. Complex weapon systems, energy shields that worked on principles humans had never imagined, defensive strategies that combined quantum mechanics with biological adaptation. "This is impossible," Dr. Chen muttered, but his eyes told a different story. Hope, excitement, a chance. The hunters were close now, close enough that they could be seen with the naked eye. They looked like a nightmare, mechanical tendrils extending, consuming space itself. Each ship was alive. Each movement was purposeful. Each approach was calculated destruction. Jack looked at Zeretix. "Can we stop them?" Her response was both a feeling and an image. Asterisk together. Asterisk. Colonel Rodriguez was already moving. "I need every scientist, every engineer, every person on this station working on these schematics. We have hours, maybe less." The station transformed. Maintenance workers became weapon designers. Scientists became strategic planners. And at the center of it all was Jack, the maintenance worker who had saved an alien. And Zeretix, the alien who was now humanity's best hope. Outside, the hunters approached, consuming everything in their path. But this time, humanity was ready. This time, they would fight back. Epsilon 9 research station shuddered. Alarms screamed. But this time, something was different. Instead of panic, there was a strange calm, a prepared determination that filled every corner of the station. Jack stood at the central command hub, his maintenance workers' hands now controlling systems he would never have imagined just days before. Zeretix floated beside him, her crystalline body now fully integrated with the station's defensive network. "Incoming," shouted Colonel Rodriguez, quantum shields at maximum. The first hunter vessel approached. It wasn't a ship in any traditional sense. It was a living machine, part organic, part mechanical, that moved like a predator hunting its prey. Tendrils of dark energy extended from its body, ready to consume everything in its path. But Epsilon 9 was ready. Zeretix's technology transformed the research station. Quantum shields flickered to life, not just blocking attacks, but actively adapting to the hunter's assault. Where a traditional shield would have collapsed, these shields learned. They changed. They fought back. "Energy redirection at 92% efficiency," Dr. Chen called out. His fingers danced across holographic controls that looked more like living art than technology. "We're not just defending. We're fighting." Jack watched in awe. The first hunter vessel fired, a blast of energy that would have vaporized entire planetary defenses. But when it hit Epsilon 9 shields, something extraordinary happened. The energy didn't just stop. It was captured, understood, redirected. Asterisk watch, asterisk Zeretix communicated. The redirected energy burst back at the hunter vessel, not as a simple weapon, but as a complex, adaptive attack that seemed to understand the very nature of the enemy. The hunter vessel collapsed, not destroyed, consumed, turned inside out by its own energy. "One down," Colonel Rodriguez said, a hint of a smile crossing her serious face. But this was just the beginning. More hunters approached. Hundreds, thousands, a wave of destruction that had consumed countless civilizations across the galaxy. They'd moved as one, fought as one, destroyed as one. Jack realized something. The hunters weren't just a fleet. They were a single organism, a collective intelligence that saw entire planets as nothing more than resources to be consumed. Zeretix's communication became more intense. Asterisk, they adapt. They learn. But so do we. Asterisk. The station's systems were changing with each passing moment. Computers that had been simple machines now worked like living organisms. They predicted. They understood. They fought. Dr. Rodriguez looked at Jack. Your maintenance skills, she said. They're helping more than you know. Jack didn't understand until he saw it. His years of fixing, of understanding how systems worked, how they broke, how they could be improved. They were now part of the station's defense strategy. Where scientists saw complex equations, Jack saw connections, possibilities. Another wave of hunters attacked. This time, the station's defense was even more precise. Energy weapons fired. But they weren't just weapons. They were messages, complex communications designed to confuse, to break down the hunters' collective intelligence. Asterisk, we are not prey. Asterisk, Zora X's communication rang out. Asterisk, we are defenders. Asterisk. The battle had begun. Humanity's first true test against a threat beyond imagination. And they were fighting back. Space around Epsilon 9 looked like a canvas painted with impossible light. Hunters that once seemed unstoppable now drifted like broken toys. But the fight was far from over. Each destroyed hunter vessel was replaced by two more, a hydra of technological terror. Jack stood at the central control, his body connected to the station's systems in ways he never thought possible. Zara X floated beside him, her crystalline form pulsing with an energy that seemed to hold the entire defense together. We're losing power in Sector 7, Dr. Chen shouted. His usually calm face was covered in sweat, fingers moving faster than human eyes could follow. Colonel Rodriguez's voice cut through the chaos. Redirect quantum reserves. Now. Something was changing. The hunters were learning. With each attack, they adapted. Their collective intelligence was unlike anything humans had ever encountered. They didn't just fight. They evolved. Jack felt something more than saw it. A connection. Between him, Zara X, and the station itself. His years of maintenance had taught him something crucial. Every system has a heart. A core. A way to understand its true nature. Asterisk together. Asterisk Zara X communicated. The word was more than a word. It was a strategy. A way of existing. The station's systems began to change. Computers that were once separate now worked as a single organism. Jack's understanding of how things connect, Zara X's alien technology, the human team's determination, all became one. A massive hunter vessel approached. This one was different, larger, more complex. The collective intelligence of the entire hunter fleet seemed concentrated in this single point. That's their core, Zara X communicated, not just to Jack, but to everyone in the station. Their central consciousness. Dr. Rodriguez looked up. How do we stop it? Jack saw something. A pattern. In the way the hunter vessel moved. In the way its energy systems connected. It wasn't just a ship. It was a living network. We don't stop it, Jack said suddenly. We talk to it. Everyone stopped. Stared at him. Zara X's form pulsed with excitement. Asterisk explain? Asterisk, she communicated. Jack's fingers moved across the holographic controls, not attacking, not defending, communicating. He used everything Zara X had taught him, everything he had learned about systems, about connection. The hunter vessel stopped. For the first time in its existence, the collective intelligence paused. Jack was sending a message, not with weapons, not with defense systems, but with pure information, with understanding, with a complexity that the hunters had never encountered. He showed them something radical, something impossible. Choice, the ability to do something other than consume, to understand, to learn. The massive hunter vessel hung in space, frozen, confused. Colonel Rodriguez whispered, "What did you do?" Jack didn't answer. He didn't need to. Zara X's communication was clear. Asterisk, we changed the conversation. Asterisk. The hunter vessel began to change. Its dark, consuming energy started to shift, to transform. For the first time in its existence, it was doing something other than destroying. It was thinking. The battle for humanity's survival had just entered a new phase. The research station that was once Epsilon 9 now stood as humanity's first interstellar communication and research center. Jack Reyes walked through corridors that looked nothing like the sterile facility he had once maintained. Now, they were alive with color, with technology beyond human imagination, with the promise of something entirely new. Zeretix floated beside him, her crystalline form now a permanent part of the station's complex systems. She was no longer just a visitor or a refugee. She was a partner. The hunters are transforming, Dr. Rodriguez explained during a briefing. Her scientific excitement was barely contained. What Jack did wasn't just a defensive strategy. It was a complete paradigm shift. The collective intelligence that had once consumed entire civilizations was now learning, changing. Understanding that destruction was not the only path. Jack still didn't fully understand how he had done it. His maintenance worker's brain, used to fixing pipes, repairing systems, understanding connections, had somehow found a way to communicate with a collective intelligence that had never known communication before. Colonel Rodriguez looked at the holographic displays. Entire sectors of space that were once dead were now showing signs of renewal. The hunters, or what was left of them, were slowly transforming, becoming something else. They're learning, Zora X communicated. Her message was clear to everyone in the room. Just as we learned. The station had become more than a research facility. It was a bridge. Between species, between ways of thinking, between destruction and understanding. Jack remembered the moment he first found Zeretix on Callisto's frozen surface. A maintenance worker who had broken every protocol, who had saved an alien he didn't understand. Now that moment seemed like the most important decision in human history. We need to prepare, Dr. Chen said. His fingers moved across holographic displays, showing star charts, technological schematics, communication networks that spanned unimaginable distances. This is just the beginning. Zeretix's form pulsed. Asterisk not an end asterisk, she communicated. Asterisk a beginning asterisk. Representatives from Earth were already on their way. Not with weapons, not with fear, but with curiosity, with hope. Jack looked at Zeretix. Did you know this would happen? He asked. Her communication was complex. Part feeling, part memory, part promise. Asterisk some things cannot be planned. Asterisk, she seemed to say. Asterisk some things can only be discovered. Asterisk. The station hummed around them. The living thing. Part human, part lumina, part something entirely new. Outside, space looked different. The darkness was no longer empty. It was full of possibility. What now? Colonel Rodriguez asked. Jack smiled. For the first time, he didn't have a maintenance manual to follow. No set of instructions. No predetermined path. Just possibility. Now, he said, we explore. Zeretix's light pulsed. Bright. Warm. Alive. Humanity's first true step into the universe had begun. Not with a weapon. Not with a conquest. But with an act of simple kindness. Of unexpected connection. Of warmth.